Joining me right now on Kumite TV is former Cage Warriors champion, the Ultimate Fighter champion, Jesse Taylor. JT Money, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up, guys? Good to be here. Good to be here. Ready to go.
You're returning back to MMA competition after 2 years away from the cage. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy, man?
Well, sorry, same stuff. I've been very busy. I've been grappling, tremendous. Let me turn this. There we go. You can hear me a little better now. But yeah, I've been very busy. I've been grappling nonstop. So it's kind of, I call, grappling is like my side girl. It's my side hustle. So I've been doing that nonstop. But I mean, against the best black belts in the world. Thrown right in there, like Wagner Roca, Ben Egley, Keenan, all those high level black belt jiu-jitsu guys I grappled against, and having a success. I had overall very successul. Picked it up, did pretty well in kind of, same game, different game, but keeping those competitive juices flowing. Jiu-jitsu's great. I don't know how jiu-jitsu guys make a living because it's definitely not fight money. It's getting there at the super high level, but it's still not MMA money, and that's my true love and passion. Working my striking too. I got Mel Maynor, he's a very famous striking coach, Thai, ex-Thai champ, kickboxer, really good. Very good striking coach. And just harnessing my game. I kind of reinvented myself a little bit. Been working with a strength and conditioning guy named Nia Pham. He's world-renowned, kind of keeping me young, training smarter and keeping me faster. I actually feel faster and quicker than I did a couple of years ago. So I'm excited, man. Kind of just kept getting better, kept training, and there's a blessing in disguise. Being a big dad to my kids the last 2 years too, so it got me a little more time to be there for my kids, which is nice. But I've been busy. I've been fighting without striking, pretty much competitive professional grappling. So that's pretty much what I've been doing.
So has spending time with your kids, throwing yourself into grappling, working on your skill set, has all of that allowed you to kind of keep the frustration from creeping into your mind from getting into your first love, which is MMA?
Yeah, definitely. And it's like I love MMA, and it's exciting to get back. But it is the hardest part about MMA is the training, especially the way I train. I come from Team Quest, and especially back then, we just would fight each other. That was training. We used to meet. Dan Henderson used to open up the high school wrestling room at Temecula High School, local high school, and we'd all meet up late at night at 8 o'clock, just a bunch of wrestlers, high-level wrestlers, and just beat the living crap out of each other. And I come from that era, which is badass. I think a young fighter needs that a little bit, but it does take years off. It's hard to train like that. So the last couple of years, it was nice to give my body, at least with the sparrings, a little bit less, reinvent myself. You hear stories of Robbie Lawler, Tony Ferguson. I don't even think spars anymore. And I definitely still spar, but it's given me a little time to readjust and get my body healthy and get over some injuries and come back fresh and strong.
Well, let's get into your UFC career, man. I want to talk about that a little bit. You had the highs, you had the lows, season 7 Ultimate Fighter. You won the TUF redemption season. The USADA fiasco that you went through. When you look back at that and you look back at the 2 stints in the UFC, do you feel like you were treated a little bit unfairly at some moments?
Yeah, definitely. I think it never ends with me. My life, the fight life. It's the story about it's ups and downs. And I think my fighting spirit and especially my fight career really emulates the ups and downs. But yeah, I think I definitely got the short end of the stick, especially the second get around. What people don't know is they did offer me a fight right when I got off suspension, but I tried to get the fight over in Russia. They said no, so I wasn't really training. They offered me a fight. It was 1 week notice. I've been doing that my whole career, man, and I just won the redemption. I'm like, no, man, as a tough Russian guy, I wanted to be ready. And I'm like, I wanted more time. I've been doing that my whole career. I'm known for that. Hey, call JT Money. He'll do the fight. So I said no. And I think then after that, I got the release a couple weeks later. But yeah, I think definitely a short end of the stick, and I don't really understand it, to tell you the truth. I think I had a lot of momentum going and a good story going. Maybe it's the new ownership and maybe the direction they want to take with the company. But as a fighter, I had a lot going for me still, and especially if you see the landscape, Usman, who I've known from wrestling days, I'm right up there with him. I'm a similar style. I think I could beat all those guys. It kind of cleared up. I think I could make a run for it. So I think I'm still a top welterweight. And, yeah, I think I got the short end of the stick a little from UFC, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man, that you are one of the top welterweights in the world, man. If you look back at the Ultimate Fighter, the last season you were on, you cleaned it out, you know what I mean? It was almost easy for you in a way, right? Now when you look back at the backlash and the people that kind of, went at you negatively for a lot of the things that happened, what runs through your mind now?
None of it gets to me because I'm the only one who knows what happened and knows how hard I worked for it and knows the training and all I've been through to get there. And you can't deny my fights, and it's just a grind. It's a grind. And what stands out to me, I think he ended up apologizing, but Diego Lima how he kind of went off on me, and he knows me from the show. These are my people, you get around these people, and it's like I won that show fair and square, just like all of them. Nothing to, and for them to try to make excuses, for losing to me, that kind of eats away at me. But other than that, it doesn't get at me. The only thing that gets at me is I never got my fair, UFC run. But, I keep going, you never know. I might be back.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Well, you're going to come back to competition. You're making your return, UAE Warriors 2, July 5th in Abu Dhabi. Yep. How did you get hooked up with this promotion, this Middle Eastern promotion?
I'm the road warrior. Like, if you followed my career, bro, I've been everywhere, man. I've been all over the world, and it's really been a cool thing. I kind of got to see the world like real-life Kumite, man, blood sport, all over the world. And, yeah, I don't know how I get these calls. My manager kind of just hooked up with this one. He knew these guys, and they got me going. But I've been over to the Middle East before, to Bahrain to fight, which is close. So I'm going back, But I've never been to Abu Dhabi, and yeah, it just continues. I mean, I think there's always a blessing in disguise, So now I got to keep going, keep traveling the world, keep seeing new spots, and keep kicking ass.
You're taking on Mohammad Fakhreddine. He is a guy that is pretty popular, pretty well known in the MMA community in the Middle East. Not so much in North America. When you were offered him, on the contract, did you have to look him up, or did you know exactly who he was?
I had to look him up, but I could tell from his opponents. I don't like, when I fight, I don't like looking, I kind of want to know what they're about a little bit and see who they fought, but I don't like doing too much research on my guy. I don't like that getting into my head and into what I'm going to do. I want to totally impose my will. I want to know what he does, of course. My coaches kind of do that for me. I have good coaches who do that. And I also want to just kind of get a quick glimpse of his record. So I could tell he was a legit fighter for sure, and I know they wouldn't throw anyone at me who's not legit. So, and I know he's super popular over there from doing a little bit of research. But again, I kind of want to focus on myself. I've always kind of been like that. I fight better when I focus on myself.
From what I know, he's down in Thailand, at Tiger Muay Thai, getting ready for this fight. He's taking this seriously because he knows you're a tough guy, and if he can actually squeak one out against you, that puts him on the map, And
yeah.
Do you like that kind of challenge, a guy that's kind of chasing after your name?
Man, they've been doing it for my whole career, man, since the first time on TUF. Even before that, but pretty much TUF. Everyone's been trying to get me, and I said, no, you keep finding a way to keep not getting rid of me. You can't get rid of me yet, and they've been trying for a long time, and I'm not ready to go away.
Why did you guys decide to take this fight at catchweight at 180 pounds?
I actually don't know why. I think it's funny. The world told Mehdi Baghdad, who actually I fought, I beat him on 25. He was supposed to fight this guy in a show out there, and I know he never fought him because Mohammed didn't make the weight. He was like 10 pounds over. So Mehdi declined the fight, and it never happened. So, I don't know. They came at me and said, hey, could you do a catchweight and we'll pay you more? And if you know me, I fought middleweight a lot too. So I love 170, but I'm kind of an in-betweener. And they actually asked me, and I'm like, yeah, I love that weight because it's right. I wish there was a weight class because I'm too big for 170. I feel like, and I'm a little too small for middleweight. So I think it's a perfect weight. I like 178, 180. It's perfect. And they asked me, so I was like, yeah, please.
Moving on, man, with your career, after everything that has happened, you got a fight coming up on July 5th. After that, what are your plans? Do you have other fights lined up, or do you have a goal in mind? What's going on?
Yeah, honestly, we're really close to get into Bellator. A couple months ago, someone fell off, and we almost had a deal. They decided not to go with me. I don't know why. And then one SC too, some of the bigger promotions, we talked to them. Even the UFC again. Maybe get a couple more wins, go back to the UFC. I want to go where the money is, though. Wherever they want to pay me. Bellator, PFL I like, too. I could see myself fighting there. I could see a big deal of Bellator going through, but I think I just got to get a couple more wins again. Maybe even after this one. But I'm really just trying to focus on this guy right now. I want to focus this fight, and we're talking to some other people in shows. So
I'm looking forward to you getting back into competition July 5th, UAE Warriors 2 in Abu Dhabi. Thank you, Jesse, for your time, and good luck on your future, man.
People are walking by. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you having me. Yeah, I'll be back in the big show for you, one of these shows. But I got to take care of business first, July 5th.